All right, everyone, welcome to our Sunday night weekly setup for our, is this the second week? Yep, the second week in February. Goodness, the time is flying by, of course. My name is Maya, and I am coming to you from Denver, Colorado today, where it was lovely and warm and sunny, and we're trying to break up all the big ice flows that we have that have been around since Christmas time in the streets and everything. So everything's just all over the place. Oh, thank you, Brenda. I just had my hair done again a couple days ago. So it's always nice and dark, and then it lightens up over 6 weeks and I have to have it done again. But always fun to do some color. And yeah, so it's a beautiful day. Hopefully it's nice where you are. I saw some folks, different folks saying that it was nice where they are. And I saw a lot of folks have Super Bowl on. My husband and I aren't football fans, so that's kind of like not a thing for us, but probably try to tune in and catch Rihanna at the halftime show, because that's always a fun thing to do. So for those of you who are joining us for maybe the first time, this setup is really focused on setting up your week. So those 2 pages where we have the different things that are there. We have, how are you feeling, or how you want to feel for the week, and your goals and your to-dos. So this is going to be on page 40 and 41. And I guess technically this is kind of getting ready to do the 3rd week of February. Anyway, I just realized as I was looking at the wrong page. So be sure that you have your chat set to everyone so that all your Sonder fam can see what you're saying. And I know if you're on a phone or an iPad, every time you switch back and forth from the chat to the screen, like it keeps throwing you back to the host and everyone. So just try to remember to put that back to everyone, and we will remind you. So you want to make sure that everyone sees what you are saying, especially in these weekly setups where we have lots of really good suggestions, different things that other folks do. So this month's theme is passion. And I think it's it's a fun theme. It's definitely something, at first glance, I think a lot of people think passion has to do with romance per se, but it doesn't have to be about that. And, our definition on page 3 just says passion is a strong and barely containable emotion, which, if you think about it, and that's kind of what we've been doing in some of these different socials, is really thinking about this idea: how does passion relate to different areas of your life? And you can be passionate about a lot of different things, right? My latest passion is birds and bird feeders. And in December, I got a bird feeder for outside. And today I went and got some more bird feeders to put out. And I have all these fabulous birds, and it's super fun to see them kind of swooping in and getting their bird seed and stuff. So a new passion, right? Something new and fun to do. So here's our agenda for tonight. Oh, good. I see a few other people are addicted to bird feeders, and like it's super fun. I got to tell you, there's a great bird feed store that I go to, and the lady is wonderful. And I have a little book that I can look up and see what kind of birds they are. So super fun. Here's our agenda for tonight. We're going to work on the passion mind map. So on the weekly services, we have mind mapping, where we try to find different areas of your life where we can see how passion relates to that, how the theme of the month relates to that. We're also going to do Rosebud Thorn, and then we'll work on that weekly setup. And I have a couple little cartoons here just to kind of remind folks about our norms and how we, our guidelines here in Sonder Socials. So the first one is: there's room for you here just as you are. And both of these are from the artist The Latest Kate. But there's room for here just as you are. Maybe you're having a great week. Things are going great at work, great in your relationships. Everything is, you're feeling really successful. Share that. We love to share your successes. Conversely, maybe things are a little rocky, maybe, having some trouble in relationships, trouble in your job. I know we've had some folks who have been getting over some different illnesses, different physical ailments, those kinds of things. Share that with us. We're here for that too. We are here to support you through the ups and the downs. That's what a strong, supportive community does. So never feel guilty about, oh, I don't want to bring everybody down, or, oh, I don't want to make it look like I'm having, things are going too great and it will, look bad for other people. Again, we are here to support each other. And then the one on the right says the way you feel matters, and no emotion you feel is bad or unworthy. So I think that's really important also to remember, right? Our feelings are our feelings, right? And we can't say if someone else's feelings are valid or not. We can only say, this is what I'm feeling, and that's valid and it matters, right? So just as another quick reminder, so in Sonder Club, you've probably seen these guidelines and kind of talking about how Sonder Club is a place for clarity, compassion, connection, and creativity. And it's the same thing here, right? Same thing here with our socials. We want to help with some clarity, some compassion, connection, and creativity. And these are the guidelines in Sonder Club, and some of them definitely pertain to our socials, right? So being kind and courteous, respecting folks' privacy, no hate speech or bullying. If you have any questions about maybe like where's your delivery, a problem with customer service, product improvements, those kinds of things, all of those requests should be sent to hello@silkandsonder.com. They can take care of that. They have a good process for answering folks' questions. That way we don't kind of clog up the chat with some of those different kinds of questions. And the responsibility and trust. We do our absolute best to maintain the safe, authentic, and uplifting space. We can't always control what folks are saying, but we do keep an eye on the chat, again, wanting to make sure that we keep that safe, respectful, supportive environment that is so important for us here in Sonder Club. So let's dive into our mind map, right? This month we're exploring passion in various areas of our life. 4 weekends in February, right? And so we have 4 different areas. This is actually, that's the thing, this is the second weekend where we're kind of talking about this. And so this week we're going to focus on our hobbies. All right, so last week was home, focused on areas of passion in your home. This week we're doing hobbies. So a couple different ways you can set this up. You could set this up as kind of a four square grid, and you have home, hobbies, and then you'll have week 3 in the bottom and week 4 over here. We'll reveal those on those weeks. What I like to do, just so it kind of keeps it front and center in my mind, is in my scratch pad section. That's where I write the focus area for the week. So I would write hobbies under scratch pad, and then I would kind of list out those things, right? And again, remember, passion is strong feelings of excitement or enthusiasm, right? And hobbies are activities that you do, that you enjoy doing, that you want to do. The definition says in your leisure time. I know some people are like, what leisure time? But maybe a better phrase would be in your downtime, or when you have some time, or you make some time for your hobbies. So let us know what kinds of hobbies you have passions for. I also put this slide in because I thought this was kind of fun, another fun way to think about hobbies. So if I asked you if you could spend 30 minutes today creating whatever you want, right, with whatever hobby that you are passionate about, what would you create? All right, so think about that. I'm going to play a song and I'll check back in. Let us know passion, what kinds of hobbies you have for your passion. I already see some fun things like knitting, crocheting, ballroom dance, lots of fun things. So let us know kind of what you're thinking, and I'll check back in here in just a few moments. My goodness, what a diverse group of folks we have here. All these different hobbies, again, from different kinds of dancing and reading and traveling. Lots of animals. I see some kitten rescue. I saw puppies in there. Spending time with pets absolutely are the best medicine. Love my two little kitties. Board games, love that. Genealogical research, fun. Um, Scrapbooking, journaling, coloring, painting, taking pictures. Like, think of all these amazing hobbies. And I just love this slide, just thinking about all the different things that you can do that really help give your mind a break from some of the tedium of work or kind of the everyday life, where you can kind of escape and have fun diving into that. So I definitely, like I said, birds have become a hobby, doing my bird feeding and seeing them. And I also am a big knitter, so I've got lots and lots of time for that. Just all kinds of fun things. Listening to music. I love folks photography, right? If you play an instrument, that's awesome. And if you think, gosh, I used to have these hobbies, but I haven't really been doing them much anymore, think about, maybe you need to bring some of that back in, right? Maybe that's something you can do this week. You can add in as one of your goals. You can add in as one of your as one of your habits. Yeah, Julia, totally bird watching is, and identifying birds and watching them is, I think, absolutely a hobby. Yes, and making friends with the crows is always good. They will probably bring you some little shiny presents. All right, so let's move on to our rosebud thorn. This is a great time at the end of each week to really take some time and reflect on how your week went. I feel like sometimes I'm just in such a rush and going. I never take time to reflect and look back. So this is a really important part of my week, and hopefully your week as well. Really thinking about a rose from the week, something that went well, a highlight, something that made you smile, something wonderful. And for mine this week, I went out to dinner and then to the ballet with two of my friends. We had kind of a Galentine's night out, and it was just so fun to just be with friends. And we kind of talked about everything, right? And the ballet was beautiful. And so it was just lovely to do that. And your bud is an emerging opportunity, something you're looking forward to, something coming up, something that you think is maybe going to happen that will turn into your rose, right? So mine is a trip to visit my mom. I'm leaving on Tuesday, Valentine's Day, which is her birthday. And so going to visit her in Arkansas. So that's definitely a bud. And then a thorn is something that maybe has been a challenge this week, right? Something that's been a little hard, making things a little rocky. Things haven't gone quite as you want. And so for mine, we're having a little bit of workplace drama, which, I mean, I know it happens in every workplace, but hopefully that thorn will smooth itself out soon, right? So just take a few minutes. If you want to, you can let us know your rosebud thorn. I'll play a little bit of music and then we'll check back in here in just a few. Thank you all for sharing those great rose and buds, the thorns. Thank you for sharing. And I do feel, I feel for our folks who are having some medical issues. Those are always tough to kind of get over. And I know sometimes it feels like they're never going to go away, but you know, hang in there. We're rooting for you, sending good healing vibes to everyone. So lots of fun things. Folks going out for some early Valentine's time away with spouses, you know, being able to be with friends, being able to be with family, all those kinds of things. So thank you so much for sharing. And like I said, this is a really, I think, important part of your week to be able to reflect back and see what kinds of things were happening. And it's also really good to be able to look back, you know, at the end of the month, you can look through those rosebud thorns from each week and really kind of get a good picture of how your week went, right? All right, so let's dive into our planner. So the first thing, and we are on page, because this is week 7 of the year, right? And we are on page 40. And we are thinking about how we want to feel this week. And I think this is a really important thing to think about. I know maybe it seems silly, or maybe it seems kind of like a trivial little box and you just, maybe sometimes you ignore it or don't give it a lot of thought. But I think really setting this intention for the week, this is how I want to feel for the week, and then look and see how all of your activities, is this activity feeding how I want to feel? Is this going to get me closer to that feeling, or is it actually taking me further away from that feeling? So setting this up is really important. So lots of different ways you can do this. You can certainly just have one word. You could have a sticker. You can have kind of a theme. Here's a lot of different words for you to kind of think of, you know, flexible, happy, content, confident, peaceful, accomplished, light and airy from letting things go. It could be a sentence, it could be just one word, it could be a picture, but really think about that, right? How do you want to go into this week feeling? How do you want to show up for yourself and for others? And what is that going to look like this week? What is that word that you're going to use for the week? So think about that. Feel free to share in the chat if you'd like to, what your word is. It's always inspiring to see other folks' words. Lori's saying fulfilled. I love that. Realigned, confident, nourished, mighty. Ooh, I like that one. Strong, motivated, balanced. Share those words with us, and I'll check back in here in just a moment. Look at all those amazing words. I love everyone is having so many great words: motivated, healthy, what else did confident, inspired, powerful, loving. Really think about this word that you're picking. Look at this word every day, right? Start your morning out, look at that word and be like, all right, how did I say I wanted to be in this week? And then every time you make a decision, every time you make a choice, every time you do something, think about, is this getting me closer to that feeling, right? Really think about what that looks like. Also, just quickly to point out, and I know it's a pain sometimes when you're on your phone or on like an iPad, make sure you have that chat set to everyone or folks can't see. The only ones that can see would be me. And I forgot to introduce my fabulous stage manager, Karen. She is here tonight manning the chat. She's going to pop on and wave to everyone. Hey, Karen, it's been the Maya and Karen show this weekend. We had 2 socials yesterday and we've got this one tonight, and Karen's doing the weekly setup tomorrow morning. So lots of fun there. I always have fun when I'm working with Karen. So let's dive into our weekly major 3 goals. I like to do the goals first and then do my to-dos. Some people kind of still see them, feel like they do them better separately, which is absolutely fine. Again, remember, this is your journal. You use it how you need to, how you want to set it up. But again, thinking about your word for the week, what are 3 goals that you have? And if you achieve those goals this week, they will help you reach that feeling, right? So some different ways that you can approach this, right? You could go back to your February intentions page on page 9. Yeah, absolutely. Nathania's saying, I've got to check my intentions, right? So check your February intentions. What kinds of things were you saying that you wanted to do at the beginning of the month? Go look at that monthly habit tracker. How's that going to kind of help you set up these goals? Set your goals thinking through the lens of passion. Maybe you want to set 3 no goals that will affect your life in a positive way. So maybe things like no alcohol, no doom scrolling, no more than a certain number of minutes spent on social media, no impulse spending, no takeout meals, right? Maybe there's some no things you want to say no to this week. Again, that will get you closer to that, how you want to feel this week. Look at your previous week or previous journals and see maybe what outstanding goals you still have that you want to accomplish. It's totally fine if you want to pull something forward, didn't quite hit that goal, wasn't able to really work on that the previous week, bring it forward. Also, maybe frame your goals around a single personal challenge. So things like a fitness challenge, cleaning or decluttering challenge, self-care, soup challenge, like having different kinds of soups, or a smoothie challenge. I know Karen does a lot of different challenges throughout the weeks and throughout the months. Or maybe use the monthly, again, using that monthly theme to kind of set these up. And then I'll show you some examples of things that people have here, right? So things like declutter, organize, and clean, prioritize sleep, make a movement plan, increase effort at work, enjoy time with family, share gratitude with others, rest. They can also be more about, again, kind of how you want to feel or how you want to show up. So think before you speak, don't take on extra things, preserve time with family. If you're not into doing goals, you could also repurpose this with maybe 3 new words, vocabulary words you want to throw in, movies or TV shows you want to watch this week, a playlist, 3 fun activities. And again, remember, you can have just one, right? You can have just one goal that you want for the week, or you can have just 2, right? Again, this is all about what works for you in this week. And it changes from week to week, right? We have different things going on. So let us know what kinds of things you're going to have for your goals this week. And I'll check back in here in just a few. I love how so many of you are focusing on different things that you can do for self-care, things, like move my body, stretch, rest, be present, right? Different kinds of ways that you can think about taking care of yourself, right? Because that is so, so important. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't really take care of anybody else, right? So you got to fill your own cup first. So having those goals, focusing on taking care of yourself and filling your cup, you can't go wrong, right? Definitely good goals to have. All right, let's dive into those to-dos now, right? So you've got how you want to feel, you've got your 3 major goals. What are you going to put down here for those to-dos? And people do this lots of different ways. And I think I change it up every week on how I want to do it. Sometimes I do the bingo. Super fun. The one down on the bottom, they just kind of made a bingo of the different things that they want to do, can cross those off. Definitely fun way to go. Other people have it divided up by wants and needs. So these are things that I want to do, and these are things that I need to do. So really kind of thinking about our wants and our needs. Some people like to make what they call a ta-da list, right? Like, ta-da, I already did these things. So as they do things, they write them on the to-do list. Totally acceptable. Love to write things down and cross them off. The Eisenhower matrix is that little box that's down in the bottom right, where you kind of decide, here's these things I have. Are they important and urgent and I need to do them? Are they important but not urgent? Then maybe I need to decide a deadline or decide if maybe I want to move that into next week. You can always start some of the things for next week now if you want to kind of put things in. Maybe they're not important, but they are urgent. So kind of busy work, things that need to get done. I love how one of the examples is laundry. And I feel like my plants would probably argue that that is important. But anyways, are there things you can delegate? Delegate to kiddos, delegate to significant others, divide up tasks with roommates, those kinds of things, right? And then maybe there's some things on there that are not important and not urgent. Maybe they're just distractions. Why are you doing those things, right? So think about deleting those from your list. And I get several different emails with different fun newsletters and quotes and things. And I really liked this one that came today that said, remember, the results you want rarely come without a process of gradual steps toward it first, right? So really think about, what are the results you want? What's the ultimate result that you want? And then what are those small little steps that you can take that will lead up to that? All right. So think about that. Think about what you want to put in here in your to-dos. Feel free to share if you would like, and I'll check back in here in just a moment. Love again that folks are talking about wanting to do some self-care to-dos, maybe making a self-care bingo, different kinds of things that they want to put the to-do bingo, right? And someone like photo goals, right? So different kinds of things. One thing I had done one time with the to-dos is I made it a bingo, but I made it things I wanted to take a picture of. So it was kind of like spring. And so I wanted to take a picture of like, a blooming flower and a bird and, different kinds of things. So sometimes that's kind of a fun thing to make a little list of to-dos for the week, right? So let's jump down now on the bottom and we'll look at that habit activity tracker, right? And so a lot of folks will ask, like, how is this different from the monthly habit tracker that's on page 11? And really that monthly habit tracker is about tracking things you want to do every single day. So if you want, things like taking my vitamins, reading for 10 minutes, those are the everyday kinds of things. These really are habits that pertain maybe just to the week. And one of the habits could be track my daily habits in my monthly tracker, right? That can be something that you want to put in here. Again, think about how can these habits support that feeling, support those goals that you have, those kinds of things. So lots of different ways, again, to do this. You notice that one in the bottom on the middle just says hydrate, and that's the only one that they have on there. Absolutely fine, right? Sometimes just one thing is perfect. Person above only has 3 things. Again, right? Perfect. I love the one up on the top left that has the pretty kind of colors there on it, doing things like unplugging, gym, wake up early, daily water, get outside. The one underneath that has some just say no habits and activities, and they have it kind of set up in or 3-2-1 format. So the first thing they want to do with that 5 times this week, 4 times this week, 3 times, 2 times, 1 time, right? So that can, some people enjoy kind of setting it up that way. Again, look back at your intentions, look at those goals that you have. What are some habits you have that can help you with those goals? Put some fun habits in there. I see Jenny's has cuddle with Lucy, her sweet little golden retriever. Well, probably not little, but Lucy probably thinks she's little, right, Jenny? Cuddle with your pets, or call a friend, call a family member, have some kind of fun things on there. Go for a walk outside, watch the birds, any of those kinds of things. So let us know kind of what you're thinking there if you want to in the chat. Work on thinking of those habits and activities, and we'll check back in here in just a moment. great ideas in the chat for different things that you want to do this week. If you are like, oh my gosh, this is too much, I can't think of it right now, like that's not enough time, that's okay, right? Take your time, fill it out later. I know a lot of folks, when they join the socials, they mostly just join to kind of see some ideas in the chat, see some ideas up on our page. They take notes, they use sticky notes to kind of put in different things that they want, and then they go back in and fill it in later, right? So again, whatever works for you. Don't feel like this is the only time you have to fill these in. And again, you could put just one thing. It's okay, right? You don't have to completely fill it out. Maybe the one thing that you put in is like, refer back to my habit tracker for the month, right? Reverend Joy Ellen's saying that her habit tracker looks mostly the same from week to week, but she added maybe one thing, right? So that's great too. I always tell people, don't add like 5 brand new things that you haven't been doing, because that's going to be too much. So this is just kind of a good place for a reminder. Maybe add one new thing, or maybe something that's specific to the week, right? So this is there to help you. So let's dive into our meal plan. This is one that we get a lot of requests for, like, what else can I do with this? I don't track my food per se, or I track it maybe in an app. So here's a lot of different ideas for things that folks do. Maybe they use it for their daily affirmations, work or school study, exercise, cleaning plan, gratitude log, mindfulness activity planner, end of day reflections, get those affirmations in there, 7 types of rest planner, packing list, wardrobe planner, focusing on medical conditions, symptoms, kind of tracking those, self-care planner, a weekly favorite, a weekly song. You can kind of do a lot of different things with that. And I'm going to also show you, we're going to do 2 at the same time. So we're going to work on this one, but then we're also going to work on the mind body health plan that's up in that top right-hand corner of that page. Again, lots of different ideas. The idea with mind body health is, what are some things you're going to do each day that will help with your mind and or your body health, right? So kind of think about if you're doing maybe some meditation, or you're seeing the doctor, chiropractor, dentist, different kinds of things like that. And then some people like to do the Meatless Monday, TV Free Tuesday, right? They have the fun little alliterations for those different pieces. One underneath that has 3 different choices for each day, right? Here's 3 different things for things I can pick to help my mind and my body health. The one up in the top middle are the 7 types of rest. So they kind of have this plan for doing different things to help with resting in different areas of their life. This person actually used the Mind Body Health Tracker to track their dinners, right? To kind of see what they're having for dinner. Bingo, always a good place for a bingo board. And also something I did well this week, some ways I loved others this week. So just kind of a fun way to track some different things. They blocked out, put some washi tape there over the days of the week, and just kind of found a place to track it. So let us know what you're doing with this, different things. I'll kind of cycle back through these couple of pages so you can get some ideas, and we'll check back in here in just a moment. right. Did you all find some good things to put in your meal planner or your mind body health plan, right? Lots of different kinds of things to put in there. I saw lots of folks talking about meal kits. Those are always great, helpful for planning dinners. We like to do those too. So lots of different ideas for things you can put in here. Again, if you only need to use one, feel free to use stickers, use doodles, do what you need to do. You can always leave it blank. I know that sounds horrible to think, oh my gosh, I left a part blank in my journal. I think some people feel like a lot of stress to fill everything in. You really don't. We're not going to come knock on your door and make you show us your journal, right? So if that week you're like, yeah, I don't really need to put anything in here, let it go, right? Just let that page go or let that section go. So the next two pieces here, as we have a little bit of time left, we're going to fill in or think about how we want to use our shopping list, right? Lots of different ways, again, to use this. This is a good place if you want to put in some quotes, if you want to put in, it could actually be just a shopping list, right? Things you need to pick up. You can use it as a packing list. I like to use this when I'm going on a trip. I will kind of put different things that I need to make sure that I packed. Again, another place for a bingo, right? You can kind of put some things in there. And this person did a self-regulation bingo, so great idea. Lots of different ideas for things that you can put in here. Nona saying use the shopping list for the mind mapping activity, right, that we did at the beginning of the week. Yeah, it's another perfect place to put that so you don't use up a whole blank page, because I know how precious those are in our journals. The other thing that folks sometimes will ask about then is that little box at the bottom that says I am loving, right? And we're like, what is supposed to go in here? Well, it's anything that you're loving this week, right? So you can fill it in now, you can fill it in during the middle of the week. I just have a couple. I enjoy, my husband and I enjoy watching movies and TV shows. And lately we have been loving we're a little late because we didn't watch them when they came out in the fall, but we've been watching the Welcome to Wrexham about the soccer team in Wales that was bought by a couple of American stars. So that's been kind of fun to watch. And then also we have been watching The Last of Us, which is I love a good apocalyptic show. So and I never played the video games, so I don't know the difference between the video game and the movie, which is fine, right? But so those are the kind of the things that I am loving, right? So yeah, I highly recommend Wrexham. It's super fun, and it's not the movie stars are not the focus, right? It really is about the team and the city. So it's really kind of a fun thing to watch. So just take a second. I'm going to play a quick little song. Let us know maybe how you're using these two little sections, and we'll check back in here and get ready to kind of wrap things up. All right, so hopefully you have some good ideas for what you want to do with this section. I really liked Julia's point that she realized she had a lot of one-off tasks, right? Like this is just this one thing I have to do this one time. Doesn't really make sense to put it in a habit tracker. So she made the little bingo board for that. And that is a perfect way to kind of have those bingo boards, get those things crossed off. Super, super fun. And hopefully you've kind of thought of some different things that you are loving, or you can do this throughout the week, right? Maybe something strikes you on Wednesday that you want to kind of write in here. Again, it's a good little place to reflect back. So the last page, I just want to kind of introduce this. I'll let you work on this on your own after the social because we are close to wrapping up time. But on page 39, a lot of folks ask about this. This is in there every month, and it's the currently page, right? And think of this as kind of a snapshot in your life, right? If you were to take a picture of what's going on in your life, what would that look like? So currently, what are some things that you're loving, feeling, enjoying, anticipating, wishing, reading, watching, and planning, right? So a fun little place to kind of keep this in here. Julie, I don't know if Meha has ever done it as a daily ritual. She may have, but I like to do it like on the 15th or the middle of every month. So a lot of times I will put a reminder in my phone for the 15th that reminds me to fill out my currently page. And it really is just one of those to kind of sit and go through. Yeah, Jenny, we're including it right now. We're not going to, I mean, you can work on it right now if you would like. Not necessarily a lot of different ideas to put in there per se. Oh yeah, and Julia's going to put it on the bingo board. Perfect. Fill out currently page on the bingo board. Love that. And, you know, sometimes maybe you don't feel like you have anything to write. That's okay. Again, just kind of think of these things. And as they come up, you know, things that you're enjoying, anticipating, wishing, look through your phone pictures, look through your calendar, look at different things that's kind of going on. It's another good place to kind of, to kind of just go back and reflect, right? Reflect on kind of what's going on here in the middle of the month. It's also good sometimes to go back to this page when you're doing your intentions the next month. You can go back to like, okay, what was going on in the middle of February as I'm setting my March intentions, right? So this is that currently page that's on page 39, right? And we do have that in there. Also, I know some folks in our weekly setup the other day had asked about the Wheel of Life. If you are used to kind of seeing that in there, that will show up again in April. I checked ahead to see when that's going to pop back in. That will be in our April journal. So we will definitely have socials on that. So when that comes up, just keep an eye out for that. But we have plenty of time until that happens. But all right, so we are, believe it or not, at the end of our hour together. I'll release you to go back and watch Super Bowl. Should be plenty of time, hopefully, to see the halftime show. Feel free to share any of your pages that you would like to, that you feel comfortable with in Sonder Club. It's always great to see what folks are using. That's where we pull our examples from as real life Sonder fam, right? So, oh, perfect, Amber, 2 minutes until the halftime concert. Perfect timing, right? So feel free to share those pages. Also, if we are still running the refer a friend program, so you refer a friend, they sign up, you get $10, they get $10. So there's a little QR code for that. Karen is putting the links in the chat to refer a friend. Also, we do have a new survey link. I think you'll be getting it in your email also, but if you don't, here's a little link that you can fill out. We have kind of an updated survey to get some feedback there. Hopefully everyone has the app and you're in Sonder Club. Love to see you in there. And then that all important link for the YouTube events, that is where they will post the recordings. The chat's not there. Sometimes the music is redacted. And it does take a few days for them to get those posted up there, but there are, I think there's over 300 or 400 in there now, right? So lots of things that you can kind of watch and go through and give yourself that time that a lot of times you need. Also, if you want to take a snapshot of the playlist that I had for tonight, these are the songs. I think I only, there might've been one that I didn't get to, but everything is there. So they should be getting those posted. Sometimes they take a little bit. I see Robbie's saying the one on the 9th is still not up. Sometimes it takes a little while. You can also send an email to hello@silkandsonder.com and ask them if there's a recording that's not there that you wanted to see. So have a fabulous week. Have fun watching the halftime show, and take care. And hopefully we'll see you again soon in another social.
Got to own it, just like a boss. In my zone, yeah, gon' show it off. It's just so effortless, so effortless. We feel so fun, I must confess. We make it look easy, we make it look good. When everybody sees it, they stop and take a look. So celebrate yourself, celebrate. So celebrate yourself, it's gonna feel so great. You can't resist, don't even try. Magnificent, ain't gonna lie. It's just so effortless, so effortless. It's just so effortless. Hashtag blessed. We make it look easy, we make it look good. When everybody sees it, they stop and take a look. So celebrate yourself, celebrate. So celebrate yourself, it's gonna feel so great. We make it look good, we make it look good. We make it look good, we make it look good. We make it look good, we make it look good. We make it look good, we make it look good. We make it look easy.